What is going on, YouTube? Not Moran's here, and in this video today we're going to be going over some tips for controller players with regards to editing. So these are going to be the best controller editing tips for 2021. All right, I recorded this on stream a little while ago, and I thought this video was going to be really beneficial to anyone that's sort of like struggling with what to do as far as editing goes on controller. All right. If you like this kind of content, please leave a subscription down below. It helps me out a bunch. I'm going to be coming out with all different like game plan, all different tips and tricks kind of videos for people of all shapes and sizes in the Fortnite community. So that's what you're going to be getting if you subscribe to me. Leave a comment down below so I know that you subscribed, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as I can. All right. And without further ado, let's roll right into it. Okay. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about with these edit binds, and edit binds is usually like a topic that everyone kind of like wants to know about, really, like anyone that's interested in Fortnite at least always is asking about binds and like what binds to this, what binds to that. So few tips that I have about edit binds that I pretty much like religiously follow. All right, and that is, do not have the select edit button and confirm edit button on the same hand. All right, because when you click things on the same exact hand, you start to get tired a lot more quickly, and the muscle memory just isn't as good. So here's what I have, and here's how I do it. So I select my edit button with my left pinky. Okay, so I have that right there on my paddle. Okay, and then I select the actual tile with my right pinky, so they're on opposite hands. And then since I edit with that, select with this, then I confirm up top here with RB. Now, if you have like an elite controller or some kind of controller that is going to do that for you, like a 4-paddle or like a Scuff Infinity or those kind of things, that's going to be the best thing for you. But if you're just simply editing with like a regular stock controller, then try and find some kind of option. Try and find some kind of option that's going to allow you to not edit and confirm on the same hand. It's not going to be as quick as doing it on opposite hands. All right, so that is number one. Number two, I still see a lot of people using confirm edit on release, and that's something that I really wish that they would stop doing. I used to use it for a little while, but then I stopped using it because I realized that triple edit binds are the best. And now what I mean by triple edit binds is binds where your fingers, you have one for regular edit, another one for select, and then another one for confirm. So you hit them with all three different fingers. So let's say you're using confirm edit on release. All right, guy gets into your box, you have him right here, you want to wait, you hold this up, and then let's say you want to edit something out like this. All right, now you can't really move around while you're doing this with confirm edit on release, because you're going to have to hold that in with your select edit button. All right, so what you have is tiles, and if you're holding this in with the same edit button, and let's say you accidentally cross over to here, now that's going to get selected, obviously, and then once that becomes selected, then this whole edit is toast. Whereas if you don't have confirm edit on release like I have right now, my hands are completely freed up. I'm able to like move around freely with all this stuff, so you can kind of line up your shot a little better. Let's say someone's coming in the left side right here, you can just scroll over here, have this crosshair right here without selecting anything, and then you're able to just boop. That's it. Hit that right bumper, and then you can get your shot. Same thing right here. If someone is in the box, you're sitting right here. Now I don't have anything on these, and I can kind of move around. So let's say he's shooting out, wants to get out there, then you can kind of confirm that, get like a nice right-handed side right here if he ends up coming out on you. All right, so you can just end up popping right here. That is why I don't use confirm edit on release. Another reason to not use confirm edit on release is because of ping. If you're playing on a higher ping gaming system, which is like your internet connection, it's going to go a lot slower than using the triple edit binds. And that is just my 2 cents for that. Alrighty. Now another thing, edit tip. All right, number 3 is keeping a straight crosshair placement. All right, there's 2 things I want to talk about with the straight crosshair placement, because there was one YouTube video before where I said to do this when you were editing the tiles, which is come here and then come back up in this direction. Now, I realize now that that's wrong. Now, while it makes editing this and this a little bit easier, something it doesn't do is set you up for your next edit. So you come here, and then also come here on this one, and then that's going to keep your crosshair as straight as possible to be able to, like, let's just say hit a triple edit or something like that when you get a wall. All right, another thing this is really beneficial for is like mongrel classicing. So if you have right here, you're going to edit out this wall and make this, put this right here, always bring your crosshair back to the center, because if you're trying to get this guy that's right here, you shouldn't confirm the edit right there, because then your crosshair is going to be here. He can just hit you through the window. So let's say you're here, let's do that again. So if you're here, boom, let's say he's right there. Now you confirm the edit, now you can shoot him. Now it's right here, all right? You can do something even better. You can go right here, get like the right-hand peek, confirm it, and then you're able to shoot him, and he barely has any like visuals on you. Fourth little editing tip that we got is to not bind confirm edit or select edit to the right trigger if you can. A lot of people bind either select and confirm to the right trigger in one different shape or form. But I'm going to show you one reason as to why that isn't that good to do. Let me go grab a gun real quick. So let's say you're right here, okay? You have this wall, all right? You want to edit out and shoot the guy. You're selecting the tiles right here. Let's say you have to hold down right trigger to do these. So now, because you're held down right trigger, your right trigger is already held down, you edit it out. Let's say you're using confirm edit on release. All right, this is another reason why not to use confirm edit on release. Sitting here, you're holding your right trigger down that whole time, okay? Then you release the right trigger, okay? While you release the right trigger, the edit goes, but also your right trigger isn't back at its regular lock yet, so you can't press it down to shoot. So you're gonna edit out like this, your gun's gonna get pulled, but then your finger is gonna be still coming off that right trigger, and then you have to press the right trigger again. So there's gonna be literally a millisecond of like delay time, whereas if you held that select button here, and then you hit the confirm, mine is RB, then you still have that right trigger free, all right? Because you've never pushed it down yet. When you push it down, you get that input delay, all right? Because it has to go back to its regular locking point, and then you have to press it down again, all right? So keep it as freed up if you can. All right, next tip is going to be lowering the sensitivity, all right? I used to play like a crackhead on Fortnite, or I was literally just spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning, and yeah, it was good when someone shot you and you had to spin around and get there in like 0.2 seconds, but it is not good for editing, all right? When you are editing, you want to be as consistent as possible to hit these, all right? And that's going to separate the good players from the great players, is how well they edit and get out and can trap players in boxes, okay? So I would recommend lowering your editing speed if you're having trouble hitting edits, all right? Because you want an edit speed that's going to be able to keep your crosshair in movement in the center pretty much the whole time. All right, because if you're centered, everything is going to be centered. You're going to be able to hit people a lot better. You're going to be able to hit edits a lot better. You're not going to be off track and just, you know, kind of waving around everywhere. Last tip. All right, and this is really important. A lot of people don't do this, but I think it is pretty important to do. All right, this is going to be holding the controller how I hold it. All right, a lot of people hold it like this. All right, the classic, they just have these two pointer fingers right here. All right, I need you to hold it with this middle finger, this other middle finger, and then I need you to hold index or pointer on these, all right? And then you can go around with this. This makes you be able to hit every single input that would be possible. And when editing, that means that you can set any of those to either the bumpers or anything like that, and you'll never have to take your hands off the bumpers or anything like that to hit any kind of edit. It's gonna feel weird at first. You're gonna hate it at first. It's gonna stink. You're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to do this. But as soon as you get used to it, you'll be way better off for it. And that's really all the tips that I got for you for this one. I'm sure I'm gonna come out with like a different editing series a little bit later, once I kind of like formulate a little bit better ideas to do for that. All right, so that was the end of this one. Let's get into some solos now.